Hi, everyone, and welcome to our PWN Virtual Mastermind. Oop, and I see that there's a couple more people joining us right now. So welcome, welcome for those who are on the call. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for connecting with us. So hi, Kathleen, how are you doing?
Good, how about you?
Excellent. So this is pretty exciting to have you on. And I know everybody's kind of like scattered around. So Brenda and I are in Yorktown. And Kathleen, are you in Williamsburg?
I'm at home in Williamsburg.
And then Victoria's tuning in from Gloucester, and I think Bernita might be in Hampton. Nicole, you're probably in Yorktown? No, DC?
Hello. No, I'm in Hampton, on kind of the border.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool, very cool. And Erica is actually out of town near Charlottesville. So this is pretty exciting that if you happen to be out of town that we can still connect. So that's pretty fun. But I'll go ahead and start with who I am. So my name is Marilyn Crump. I own Art Inspired. I have a studio in Fort Warwick. And I have the privilege of serving on the board and namely as president for this year. So after this year, the year ends end of June. So starting in July, you'll have Melissa Thompson coming in as president, but it's a nice rotating board. So the reason I mention that is because we could be on this call looking and talking to the next president, right? So you never know, a future president. So, but it's a great way to like serve the community and, really help build what we've began with. And since this organization is over 40 years old, 40 years old, it's really an honor to be able to be here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is start by going around and tell us a little bit what you do and a little bit about maybe how long you've been a member and anything else you'd like to share. But since Brenda's already beside me, we'll start with Brenda.
Hey folks, I'm Brenda Eckert. I'm in Williamsburg. I'm a financial coach and I have online courses that teach people how to become financially independent. I've been a member since I think December. And because everything I do online, I'm in the process of transitioning. I'm selling my house in Williamsburg and I'm going to be moving and living and working in an RV and traveling the country.
That is too cool. So you're gonna love these virtual calls.
Yeah.
Because then you get to stay connected. Yeah, she's going to Wyoming and other cool places.
I've got a whole route.
It's way awesome. Yeah. So if anyone needs an escape, jump on her RV. All right. So let's go to, and I'm just looking at my screen here. I'm gonna go to Victoria, if that's okay, Victoria.
That's fine. Hi, I'm Victoria Jenkins. I am with Compass Real Estate Team at Remax Peninsula. We are a full-service residential real estate company, so we assist with buying, selling, property management, as well as investing. We have 3 offices in Newport News, Williamsburg, and Gloucester, which is where I am today. I have been with PWN 2 years in March, and I am currently serving on the board as membership chair.
Very nice. Awesome. All right. So Bernita, you're next on my list here. If you can, are you here, Bernita, still? I can't tell. Yeah, let me unmute.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. My name is Bernita and I am a freelance sports photographer. I'm also a genealogist. I've been doing that since I retired from the Air Force in 2011.
Very cool. And how long have you been a member?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been a member of PWN since last year.
Excellent. Very cool.
I just joined and it's been very exciting so far.
Yay. Perfect. All right. So thank you for connecting with us. I know that sometimes with your photography, you have a pretty busy schedule. Oh, and Barbara's coming in. That's pretty awesome. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Hey, Barbara. How you doing? I think her audio is still connecting. So let's go to Erica. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, Erica. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Hey, I'm Erica Rice, and my business is Erica Rice Digital Consulting. My background is in web design and graphic design, but lately I've moved more into helping businesses to market themselves, like on an ongoing basis, helping with monthly tasks like sending newsletters, and even more than that, but like segmenting their audience and making sure that they're engaging with their customers in the right way to get, more revenue. So.
Oh yeah, we love that. So thanks. You work.
And I recently decided to kind of niche down and help specifically like natural and holistic wellness businesses.
Yes.
So that's probably what I'll be strategizing with you guys a lot in these calls and like in the in-person strategic meeting is just how to do that. But I'm really excited about it because I think it gives my business more purpose. And, you know, I can help, you know, people who are helping with like mental health or, you know, physical, mental wellness, help them to reach more people. So I'm excited.
I love that. That's perfect.
And
All
I've been
right.
a member of PWN for about a year and a half.
Yay, and you're also on the board.
Yeah, I've been on board the entire time.
And so if y'all want to help with Uncorked for the Girls, Erica is leading that up. So great committee working on stuff, already filled up all our sponsorship slots, which is pretty exciting. So then the ticket sales will be opening up soon. So we're very excited about that. Okay, so now we have Kathleen. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Okay, go ahead.
I'm Kathleen Zarmo. I'm the Chief Creative Officer of Connections Across Time, and Connections Across Time is a creative umbrella company. So I do freelance writing and write novels in my free time. Then additionally, I'm a jewelry designer. That's the main thing I'm focused on right now and introducing in Williamsburg. I design jewelry called soutache. It's popular in Italy and Eastern Europe. It's ribbon-based, but I also source from small artisans around the world and put history and heritage ties to the jewelry that I make. So
Wow.
that's business right now. And then I also do project management and consulting on cultural tourism and historical and heritage-related projects.
I love that. And you've been a member very recent, right? Just
Yeah, I joined last month.
yay! So super exciting. And I think I might have a lead for you, and I'll mention that today on this call too, to anybody else who might be interested. But all right, let me go to Nicole. All right, Nicole, how's it going?
Hello. I'm Nicole Powell. I've been a member for, I guess, coming up on 2 years. I'm currently serving as the VP of Communications, and a plug for that, if you want to be a guest blogger like Barbara H. Smith recently was, and I just got to publish her work, please consider getting in touch with me. Just whatever topic we can chat about. And then I personally am rebranding myself and launching a new business. I'm a holistic, healthy living lifestyle designer. So Erica, you and I need to connect more, right? And I'm also tying in my love for nutrition and fitness and bringing it all together into courses and some fun classes that other people can experience the joy and health of living that I'm currently enjoying. So
Perfect. And I just finished a 10-day water challenge where we had a challenge that Nicole had led, and I think it's ongoing. So anytime you want to jump into her 10-day challenge group to get more hydrated, I think I'm going to keep kind of pretending that I'm, fresh, brand new 10 days again.
That's right. Today's our last day, technically, right? Isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Keep it up today.
Thank you. I will.
So I need to bring you a bottle of water. I'm on my way over in a bit.
That's right.
So
Come over. Bring me some water. Good PSA. All right. So now Barbara Gibson. Hey, Barbara Gibson. How's everything going over there?
Hi. Well, it's going better now. I ended up having to run like school bus shuttles. My grandson's high school had a fire.
Yep,
But
my kids go there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he also goes to New Horizons Technical Center. So I don't know what they're going to work on. I had to go get him from his house to take him to New Horizons. They'll bring him home in the afternoon, but they normally go from Grafton Heights, and since school is closed.
Right, yep.
So this is the first of me doing the Zoom while I'm in the car driving.
Oh, be careful. Be super careful.
Yeah, I'm able to mount my phone in front of the dashboard. So it's kind of interesting.
It is interesting. Well,
yes. Hello, ladies.
Well, tell us what you do, Barbara.
Okay. Well, I am the owner of Captured Images by Barbara, which is my freelance and fine art photography business. and I've officially been in business license-wise since 2017, and I offer basically photography services where I just believe in upgrading what you have in your home and in your offices. Because we all put up our photos, our pictures, our artwork, or whatever, and it tends to stay in our house for a lifetime. And why not switch it out?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get people to, look at your artwork in your home as something that you would change, like you would change your comforters and spruce up your bedroom and make it look seasonal. You can do the same thing with artwork in your home. And I am currently working on a new series on musicians and their instruments. I have an upcoming opening exhibit on the 7th of March at Art Inspired, and I invite everybody to come out. It'll be March 7th at 7 p.m. So hope you all can, come out and attend. And also I do freelance photography as well. So if you're looking for a photographer for your business, branding, for your personal photography, for your family, and so forth, your person for that as well.
So good. Very nice. Okay, so that leads me to the fact that we need to be using our network and we need to be using our marketing skills, right? All these things that you guys mentioned. A lot of the times nowadays, like if you are really using the power of technology wisely, then you're helping yourself like get more business, attract new clients and things like that. So one of the things that we're going to cover today is social media. What kind of questions do you have about it? What kind of tips we can share with each other? So as the facilitator of the mastermind today, I might add some stuff, but mainly I want everybody else to pop in and answer as well. So if I can't see you on camera and you have your hands raised or something, indicate something in the group chat if you want to, so that we can get around to that. So when it comes to social media, raise your hand if you have pretty much a good setup for where you want to be on your social media. Like, do you have a Facebook page? Maybe you manage a group. Do you also have Instagram? Like, just raise your hand if you have something at least. Now, keep your hand raised if you're super satisfied with the state that it's in. So that's normally like where we kind of get like, oh my gosh, I know I started one, and then it's the consistency, right, that gets a little bit crazy. One thing that I want to suggest right off the bat, if you haven't already done it, is find ways to schedule your posts. Okay, like scheduling your posts, and I know we always need reminders because we're like, oh, that sounds so easy, but do you actually delegate time in your calendar to schedule your post? Now, one thing I've noticed in, just the way people run their social media, there are people paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for people to manage their social media. And so if you look at your like dentist, if you look at like even like a lawyer's office, people who are like, I have no time to manage social media, they pay for a company to do that. And if you really look at what's being done, it's not very creative. It's just that they find articles or things like that and they share it. And I'm sure those companies are just scheduling those posts in those businesses. And they get paid lots of money. But what I see is that they don't get engagement. So it's one thing to post regularly and schedule stuff, but it's a whole nother picture to get engagement. So my question to you is, what have you found that has worked in your social media that's been giving you engagement? And then if you want to share a little bit of that, feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead and answer. And let's see who can rise to that occasion. Or if you're just like, I'm totally lost, I don't even know. So what you got?
So I can start. I know for me on our business page, the interactions that we're getting most and the engagement that we're getting most are on personal photos and stuff. So I will, not always, but like I'll take my kids to an open house or something and get a picture of them in front of the house or the balloon or something like that. And then I know so far the biggest interaction that we got on our business page, my team member Deborah and I, we did new headshots. but before we released our new headshot, we released the outtake. And we got so much engagement and interaction just on those pictures. It was insane. People were sharing it. And we had so many comments, and I mean, they were terrible pictures.
The outtakes.
Still to this day, that is the post that has gotten the most interaction on our business page.
That is cool and hilarious. So go ahead, Erica. I love that. Are you gonna add something, Erica?
No, I mean, that goes to show people don't like, you know, like, I don't know, they feel like you're fake if everything is perfect.
Yes. So I think it was last year, or maybe slightly the year before, but Pizza Hut changed their whole concept on their Instagram. And what they did was, instead of their normal, sorry, Barbara, instead of their normal commercial brand photography for these beautiful pizzas that, you know, weren't messy looking or greasy, they decided to have the actual people who buy the pizza post and share their experiences with Pizza Hut. So it's like, you know, dorm rooms and greasy, like long, stringy, like pizza. But they got more engagement and people were like sharing more, and they're like, that's real. That's exactly how I get my Pizza Hut when it gets delivered. It's not like the normal, oh, everything's like, ah, you know. It's like ooey gooey, and people are like, you know, patting it with, you know, napkins or something before they eat it. But anyway, they're like, hey, it's what it is. People love it. And it's like, that's the connection. So instead of saying, let's be perfect, they said, let's go ahead and be real. So I like that Victoria then shared the real side of these portraits. I think that is so smart. How cool is that? How about you, Nicole? Are you finding that social media, because I know you do the stories part on your social media.
I do stories. I like the stories. Those are fun. And I feel like I can keep, I don't know, just adding to them. But I also like lives. I'm really comfortable just popping on and start talking. You know, sometimes I always try to have a specific purpose, not just like, hey, I'm driving in my car, you know. But I do like interacting that way with people. And then I feel like it does allow them to see me for who I am. I don't always come on, you know, done up perfectly. And then I come in after the gym workouts, you know, greasy hair, slick back. So at all times. The other night I took a picture of me in my slippers because I finally had come home and finished up what I needed to do around the house. And I was tired from my daughter's trip to Indy. And I was like, this is it. Now I'm sitting down and here's a picture of me just sitting and relaxing. So, you know, I feel like you can show a little bit more of who you are. They're short little snippets and they go away quickly. So it's not like forever plastered all over your page.
Right, with the story post.
Story.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glancing over at Coach over here because she's a financial coach, and she's about to do this big adventure, and it's going to be pretty fun to like watch.
That'd be fun.
Right? Like I feel like I'm already intrigued, like how's RV life going to work?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, like show us like, here's how I have my morning coffee, or, you know, here's me brushing my teeth outside. I did that once. My husband picked me up from a trip and I had not been able to brush my teeth. So I had a bottle of water and I'm brushing my teeth in the parking lot. Because I was like, here's real life, people. Like, I got to get in and brush my teeth. But that's stuff that's fun. And people really get to know you as a person and understand what you're doing. And they'll get to connect with you, you know?
Let's hope.
I like that.
Let's hope.
They will. They'll love it. How about you, Kathleen? Like, do you do any kind of personal stuff when you're on your social media?
I do. I found that I was losing followers on my author account if I did too promotional type stuff.
Wow.
So I started implementing on my author accounts daily routine type things. The stories I've started playing now with the Ask Me Question feature. And I've had more followers and people just randomly, you know
about that
to accomplish today or whatever random questions on my mind in the stories. I'm finding that's gaining momentum. And then on my jewelry account, I'm still setting up my social media strategy and starting to get photographs and stuff together, but I hope to incorporate videos. I hate to be on camera. So, but I plan to do videos of making the jewelry, or trying to talk a couple of the Italian artists I work with that I get the components from to maybe talk and get on camera and talk, or guest blog for me. So I'm still trying to figure it out, still working the strategy. The other thing I've found is I'll go out and find like-minded individuals or some of my audience members that I want to attract. And if I start commenting on their stuff, I find they come over to my page and start actually having engagement with me. Because they're like, oh, she liked what I liked, or oh, she saw this, and then they're back and willing to have that conversation and work with you a little more.
That's pretty cool. Now, Brenda was wondering, what is the Ask a Question feature that you are mentioning?
On Instagram, on the stories, there is an option where it literally says ask a question when you do your story, and you can type in a short little question in the box. One of the it's a square with a smiley face you need to tag. So where you get your hashtags when you do the Instagram stories, or the gifts, it's the same spot, and then people will respond to it, and it'll hit you as a message, and then you have the option of either private messaging back to them, or if you think it's something that'll drive engagement on your page, then you can publish your response and go back and forth publicly with them.
Cool. I don't have an Instagram, or I don't use an Instagram account yet, but I plan to.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Thanks for the tip, Kathleen. And then since you're on Instagram, one more thing. What hashtags for your particular post do you use? So if we were searching you just on hashtags, how would we find you?
Well, you'd find the jewelry account. I use Connections Across Time and Sutash are the two tags that I primarily surface. But I keep a cheat sheet on my phone of a whole bunch of hashtags, and depending on what I'm making, I'll alter it. So if I've got Swarovski crystal, there's a Swarovski community. If you use that in your craft, the Swarovski will be tagged, but if that's not there, I'll delete it, and whatever other component artists that I'm using, I keep tagged. On my author account, the Four Horsemen is the main tag going, and then Tale of Rowan is the release that'll come up this year. That'll be mainly used on that.
That is really cool. So from what I'm hearing you say, that you tag things that are kind of related to the thing that you're working on, so that you can attract some of their followers per se, like if it's the Swarovski crystal. So I guess an idea for other people is use tags that if people are just searching in general, because I know that's what I do. I'll go to like hashtags and I might search something like, face wash. I mean, like it's a big, huge search engine. And like Kathleen's way of using certain hashtags is a great way for people to land on you in that platform. Not so much on Facebook. You can still you can use hashtags on Facebook and you can search there, but people aren't in that mindset to do that. Whereas in Instagram, that is a big way to search different stuff. So Bernita, do you have anything to add with social media, or Erica or Barbara?
Am I unmuted?
Go ahead. I unmuted Barbara, so go ahead, Barbara.
Okay, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
I was kind of transferring from my phone to my laptop, so I think I may have missed a little bit. You may have already addressed this, but I have started scheduling, and I schedule through, because I have two Facebook pages, my photography Facebook page, and then I just have my personal one. And as far as engagements, oh gosh, now my phone's ringing. I'm sorry.
That happens. That's okay. We're on live.
Yes, oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, what I found for engagement, when I do a video, people, tend to kind of, gravitate to that, and I get more engagement. And I participate in an online photo community where you can enter your photographs, and you can enter contests and things like that. And when I post my contest standings, how well I did in a particular photo contest, then people tend to I think they enjoy that, and I get, engagements there. But I'm able to schedule, which doesn't work. I've been scheduling my post in my business side, but I was told that also kind of keep your personal side going too, your Facebook, so people can see you, see you as a genuine person. Because what I'm want to do, I've got a lot of following on my personal, but I can't seem to get those people on. I can't get those people, on my.
You're popular today, though.
I can't seem to get those people over to my business page.
Gotcha.
So, because I have a post that I scheduled a couple of days ago, for today. That's coming out at 4 this afternoon. I was told about looking at your insights to see when people engage with you the most. So I kind of picked 4 in the afternoon, and I started seeing I was getting more engagements in the afternoons on Thursdays. I don't know what it is about Thursdays, but I do have one going this afternoon.
That's a good point to like look into your engagements and through the insights. That's good. But let me, before you go further, because you were saying how to get people into your page.
Yeah.
And I guess it would depend on like your purpose and what you're putting on your page, because I see this a lot that people duplicate what they do on their page back to their personal. So then if you're doing that, people are kind of like, well, why do I need to be on both if you're sharing the same information anyway?
Yeah.
So if you make sure that only certain things pop up on your page, right? And you can mention it briefly on your personal, just saying, hey, by the way, every Monday, I like what Kathleen says, that she has like different times that she schedules different engagements. So you can say, tune in every week on my page that this is happening, or maybe you go on live on your page and not on your personal. There's ways so that if you're not mixing the two content, to me, that's a stronger way for people to say, oh, I need to add myself to there as well.
Well, let me ask you, on your personal page, because it's and maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing it and it's not really happening. I'm just, seems like that to me. But it seems like when I make mention on my personal page, because sometimes I'll say, hey, if you want to find out more what's going on, be sure you follow me at Capture Images by Barbara. Like when I put those kind of posts out, then I feel like Facebook is blocking it, or I don't, get as many responses. Like it's not showing up. Is that can that be the case?
It really, I think it would depend. Let me have someone else answer too, just in case. Like, let's say Erica, I don't know if you have anything to add to there. Like, how are you using your personal versus your business? And then what do you think of crossing like the engagements and things like that? I don't know if Erica is available right now, or even like Victoria. I know that Victoria was talking about, showing a little bit of the personal side. So Victoria, do you have people on both sides that are the same people, or what are you finding there?
I do, but not many. Most of our clients and stuff are on our business page, but I also try to do organic posts. So even if I'm posting something to both of my pages, I will post them separately. I don't necessarily share. I will do that with listings. If I'm sharing a listing from my business page to my personal page, I will usually share so it shows up the business page. But depending on what you're doing for videos and links like that, it's really better to do an organic post instead of sharing it. And maybe just include the link to your page in that post, because I know organic posts, or posts that are posted directly to your page, are going to bump up higher than posts that you are sharing.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Erica, you're unmuted. Did you have anything to add there?
Yeah, as far as like using your personal page and your business page, I mean, I think definitely incorporate some of yourself onto your business page, like your personal things. When I do it, I like to tie it into my business, like, because I can work from different places or things like that. So just sharing where I'm at that day or something like that and how it ties into my business, or if I'm doing something family related, like, talk about that. But I mean, people want to know you, especially if you're like a solo entrepreneur and it's not like a big company or something. People want to know who they're working with before they actually sign up.
Absolutely. Very true. How about you, Kathleen? Like, are you on Facebook at all? I mean, I see that you are, but meaning, do you find that most of your business is run through Instagram, or are you running all of it concurrently?
I run Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram concurrently.
Okay.
Takes a little bit of work, and I'm not always consistent on all channels. Right now, I would say personally, now that I've got the author stuff, I always drive fans and stuff. Of course, I'm under a pen name too, so it's hard for them to find Kathleen versus Katarina. But I try and drive folks over, sorry, this is my personal space. If it's a business related item, you need to be on Connections Across Time. LinkedIn's the one exception. Mm-hmm. So I kind of set some boundaries with that. And then while still giving insights to my personal life on the author page and on the jewelry page, because that's important, like you guys have said. I found people will cross over based on their interests, and I try not to worry about those numbers either. Once I kind of took Gary Vee's approach, I know he's a little controversial, but stop worrying about the followers, stop worrying about the counts. People find you the more content you make as you go, and I found my audiences have just grown. And then it also helps if people start talking with one another online or bringing up something, because they'll drive each other over to your professional pages too. They're like, oh, did you see that? Well, no, that wasn't in our personal account. Well, it was on the jewelry page, or it was on, the author page. And then next thing I know, I'll get a new follow and somebody's engaging over there.
That's pretty awesome. So if you all haven't heard of Gary Vee, he does a lot on social media, and one of his thing is like, push lots of content out. And I know we're kind of like, no, people are going to get like annoyed with me, or they're going to get sick and tired of me and they're going to block me. Well, there's so many things coming up anyway. And the way certain algorithms work, especially like Instagram, if you start looking at like green eggs and ham, right? Like that's what you keep looking and spending time looking at. Instagram actually sees the shape and form and colors of the things that you look at, and then it'll start giving you those as suggestions. So if each one of your posts is a little different, right? Well, people aren't always going to land on that same content because of that kind of algorithm as well. So you got to keep pushing content out. And then, it could be like Kathleen was saying, you can manage all of it, not worry about the numbers, because you might feel like, I'm connecting better right now on Twitter, or I'm really loving like my Facebook space at the moment. If you're showing up and people are feeling that you're there to engage, I feel like that's part of what makes a lot of social media successful, is that people can tell if you're just throwing something out there just to throw something out there. They're gonna go, that's not interesting. But if you're there kind of sharing and like bearing yourself in a way in different ways, people love things that they can congratulate you on. So try to, like, every once in a while, maybe every other week, put a post up that it's a congratulations. I know, but some of y'all are humble and say, no, people don't need to congratulate me that much. Well, I mean, maybe it'll help you feel like you're, creating milestones too for your business, but people remember those things. Like they feel like they were part of getting you in those areas because they congratulated your move. So even if you say, I'm now moving into my RV, that's going to be a congratulations post, right? Everybody's going to be like, congratulations, that is amazing, I can't wait to see what you do. People love, and you make them happy. Like I find that people are like, I'm so happy for you, and they literally are looking for posts to make them happy. And those congratulation posts are good because we're now getting into a very political season again. So there's going to be a lot more messiness on social media. So the more that you can share something happy and congratulatory, people are going to engage, right? And then another thing is like faces. I mean, if you look at babies, we're attracted to faces, even from a very, 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 very small being, right? So there's something about when you're scrolling and then you see someone's face, you will stop because you're going to go, who's that? Oh, I know that person. You know, so either you go, I looked at it long enough, I should hit a heart, or, or something like that. People feel guilty if they scroll past and they didn't say anything. You know, I've watched people do that. I should scroll back and hit something because I saw it. So as you get visibility and you share your face, don't be afraid. You don't have to have makeup on. You don't have to be like fully dolled up. People just, they're attracted to faces. So that's why a lot of influencer accounts will use their face every so often, because that will get a lot more engagement. And a beautiful picture will always get engagement, right, Barbara? So anytime you post, like, here's this picture that got voted and things like that, it may not even be the content of what you said, but maybe as we're scrolling through, we said, oh, that is a nice picture. I think I'll engage, right? And then I'll read the words, but
Yeah.
it's mainly the images and pictures.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So do you have any questions, Brenda, to add? I know that.
You know, for me, I mean, I've been using Facebook and I have a Twitter account and I hate Twitter. So I'm finding that, you know, I'm just going to abandon it
I don't use
altogether.
it.
I just find it a big, you know, I don't know. It's just useless to me. It doesn't drive
You made the face that I
traffic.
make
And it's
about.
like, so, you know, I mean, I'm going to move more into Instagram, especially as I get the RV and I'll have more photos. But I think the Twitter for me is done.
Yeah, I mean, for what I do, it's more, if you can snap back quickly on like what's really hot topic type of things right now, that's a good platform to be. So if you're, you know, in journalism, even like authors are good there, because sometimes it's like, these are people who want to read about stuff, right? Because they're always reading all these things that are scrolling by. So that is a good space for someone like Kathleen. Someone like Barbara or Bernita, they're photographers. I'm not really sure. Or even, you know, Victoria as a realtor. I don't know. Do y'all use Twitter at all, Victoria?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Or personally, I don't have an interest in Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. So exactly. So I think if you're in government, if you're in all those other sectors, then that would be a place to be. So now we have a network, and I wanted to definitely touch base like the last few minutes here to talk about how are you marketing yourself within the network? Because one thing that, you know, you could fully take advantage of is that there are people who are like-minded and who are, you know, out there networking and things like that. And of course, word of mouth is so powerful. So let me hear from a newbie. So let me ask Kathleen, since she's the newest one, like, what's your concept of marketing through our network? What questions do you have about marketing through our network? And like, how could we help you as members of this network?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying, you know, to work through how I want to present my brand and everything as Connections Across Time. I mean, I have a basic, you know, concept of what logo looks like, what visual type stuff I want to do, but marketing, I'm still playing with that. That's what I've taken this month to really focus on that. So I don't really, I can't really answer your question. I'm sorry. I know I'm getting engaged in trying to support my fellow PWN members.
That's marketing, yeah.
But I guess it would help me too if I know what other folks need, because I'd be happy to step forward and refer people as I can or connect you as I can. But other than that, I don't know what to do.
Well, I think you hit it right on point, because probably Victoria can talk about this too, because like realtors, right? I mean, they're out there making connections and things like that. You don't know when someone's going to need to buy or sell a house at some point, but they are familiar with you, and you jumping on today, you showing up for one of the socials. I mean, all of those things are marketing inadvertently, which is really awesome. So I think one of the biggest ways you're taking advantage is showing up, which is excellent. Because now I feel like, man, I totally know much more than just even that social, because on the socials, you know, we go through so quick, and then there's other things being talked about. But here you're answering our questions, you're, you know, letting us know what was working for you. And I'm getting a whole lot better, deeper sense about how it is that, you know, you're running your business and and things like that. Erica, did you have something to add?
As you're like, when you're networking, I mean, really anywhere. So one thing I learned through, like I said, I'm kind of niching down, so I know who I want to work with. If you go to a group and introduce yourself as, hey, I work with, people that are in a wellness field, or even more specific, like if I say people that are helping with mental health, well, everybody in that group is thinking of someone they know in the mental health field. Versus if I say, well, I make websites and I do graphic design, then people are like, they know who, they don't usually know what their friends need. They don't know that their friend needs a website or whatever. But so if you know who you help, then you'll get more referrals that way.
I love that. Know who you help.
So if you can ask for, like what people do.
And I would say if you're in, let's say if you're in the app or our membership portal, that could be a nice line to add to your profile in the way you describe yourself and like your bio or statements like that. I help blah, 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 right? To add to there. And now what's neat, and here's kind of a trick, is that anytime you update your profile in the Mighty Networks, it shows up again, right? So if you want to keep showing up just with your profile, I'm just updating my profile, it'll kind of pop back up to the top of the feed. And so just kind of like if you change your banner or your cover photo in your Facebook page, it jumps to the top of the feed because those things get a lot of engagement. So just having a really well updated place for us as members to really research you is a good thing. I say, since it will lead back to your profile, leave a comment, like if you see someone post something, don't be shy, like or you say, that's great, thumbs up or emoji or something, then you just keep popping up and people go, I keep remembering that name. And what I like about the platform is that if you state what it is your title is, anytime you make a comment or you post something, it actually tags your profession on there. So when you say, hey everybody, how's everybody doing this week? Like if you did it on the main wall part, super excited that I might see some of you all on the virtual call. Leave that kind of comment. And at the end of it, it'll show your face, your name, and your title and what you do. So it's really cool. Then you're kind of like top of mind. Because what marketing really is positioning yourself so that people keep thinking of you when the time is right. So if you've only been like hiding and then now you have something to offer, then you show up, it's kind of too late. You have to always be kind of like showing up, being there. So I referred to Victoria, but I do want to ask her because I know for a fact that that's a realtor thing, right? Like, do y'all have to show up? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the long and the short of our business, people only move so often.
Yeah.
So we have people that, from last year that we helped sell a house or buy a house. They're not buying or selling a house this year.
Right.
They're just not. But we have to make ourselves available and make ourselves a source for other things to stay top of their mind so that they can refer us to friends and family. So we already know we're probably not going to hear from them as far as personal business for 5 years or more, depending on where they're at. So we can't harp on, trying to sell them a house every other year. What we have to do is make ourselves available. We have to send them content that's probably related to housing or houses, but is beneficial to them so that when they hear somebody say, we're having another baby or we're getting married or our kids are going to school, they'll think, do you plan to downsize? Do you need to move? How are the school systems? I know a great realtor that can help you with that. So yes, we constantly have to be out there, not only meeting new people, but really just making ourselves available to those that we've served in the past, in a not try to sell you something everyday way.
How would you do that within our network?
So within our network, I need to be better about it for sure. It's harder because I don't know where people are. You could have bought a house last week and I just would not know that. So initially, I'm trying to fill it out, but I really want to be more adamant about sharing articles and stuff like that within the Mighty Networks and stuff like that that would be pertinent to homeowners, whether they're looking to currently buy or not. Basic home maintenance, stuff like that, that will pertain to anyone. And then, but it'll also remind them, hey, he's a realtor.
I love that. And then now with the newsletter, where we do guest blogging. So if there's a particular season that's better for your industry and people are, you know, looking to move before summertime or at summertime, I don't know. It could be something that you can contribute as a blog. So one thing that I want to remind people is that our main goal for our website is to give you traffic on your SEO, and something that Erica can attest to. Whenever you're landing on someone else's website and your URL is kind of like being shoved back, and then you're kind of saying, hey, I appear on this blog on this page. And we get a lot of good traffic on Peninsula Women's Network. So if you're contributing that way, it's going to help you with SEO. Can you talk to us a little bit, Erica, about like the way that works? Like just in a general sense, like if you have a link and you do a blog and the blog links back to your page and things like that, how does that boost your SEO?
Okay, as part of that, Troy here, it's like begging.
Oh, look at that person. All dogs are persons. Okay.
So I've been telling people, like, social media changes, like, you know how you post something and then it goes away so fast, like.
Yeah.
So I think it's much better to house your content on your website because it's always there, and just keep referring people back to your website. And then as far as marketing goes, your website has more ways for them to get involved. So like they can join your newsletter or download your freebie that you're offering or sign up for your next class or whatever you're doing.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That if someone did a guest blog on Peninsula Women's Network, feel free to say, by the way, as you're reading this, you can sign up for my freebie, and then that then puts the traffic back in your court after
Right.
they've read it.
More control on your own website than you do on social media.
Yeah. So what's nice is that we'll do that right on our end as far as like hosting the platform. Then we share it and distribute it to all the places that we know that we have like in our list and things like that. So you're getting like extra than if you just did it on your page to start, right? So definitely look at that option. Another thing that you can do to market within the network is host your own collaborative event. Okay. So we have just really a fun time with that, because what we do is we help you market it out, especially to our membership. But if it's a collaborative event, if you have it listed on Facebook, we become co-hosts. So you get some of our traffic from Facebook that we've already built up really well. So there's a lot of eyeballs that see it. But then also if you were to, since it's a collaborative event, what we ask is that you give the members a little bit of a discount and things like that, just to say, you know, really want members to come to this one since we're co-hosting with Peninsula Women's Network. So I wanted to talk about, and I said I might have an opportunity for Kathleen, because since she's more global and everything, and some of y'all are global in my opinion as well, Thomas Nelson has been really amazing for our organization, because one of our members, she does the events planning over there, Alicia Riley. So if you haven't friended her yet and connected with her, go ahead and do so, because she's a wealth of resource. But so in other times we do some collaborations with Thomas Nelson as well. So on April 4th, we will be sending some information about that, but they are launching on the 15th of this month an event called A Design View. So they have these like really notable designers, interior decorators, artists and stuff like that coming to the Williamsburg Winery. And if you are in any way related to art, spaces, interiors, fine art, decor, design, anything like that, you should come to that event. So it's pretty cool. So that's called A Design View. In April, that event is going to be called A Global View. So anybody who has a global reach or thinking about like marketing to a more global audience, or also making an impact globally. I like how Erica said that she wants to run a business where she feels good about. So maybe she can help, you know, you can help somebody in wellness, not just in this country, you can help somebody work their wellness business in any really country that you can connect with, which is pretty fun. So with the global view, if you have like global art, like Kathleen does, that might be a kind of a fun platform. So as I post more about that, keep that in your head and go ahead and reserve that date if that's something that's calling out to you. That way you don't commit yourself to anything else. And that way if I say, hey, think about this, you already have that date in mind. Now, another date to keep in mind is on May 22nd, which will be our annual Women's Power Summit. And that would be a really fun way to, again, get to know the members, figure out, you know, how to present something fun for the membership, because this is a time where we get to highlight everybody. And we're asking our power groups to contribute something display wise. So Victoria being a power group leader in Gloucester, what we're looking at is if y'all could make, or if you need help, let us know, but you know those foam boards that you get from the Dollar Tree, that's like poster board size. If you could create something that says your power group name on it and just maybe some pictures of what you all do and things like that, we want to display that at the Power Summit, and then keep those displays. So anytime we have like a big event or annual dinner, we want to post those things up again, because I mean, it's really cool that we have that option. So jump in a power group. I love the fact that y'all are taking advantage of this virtual call. You didn't have to drive anywhere, and when you're done, you're back to whatever you were doing. So that's pretty good. So any last closing remarks? So we want to just go around the room. Let's start with Brenda. Like, was this helpful for you today? And what kind of things would you like to see in the future?
Well, for me, it was very helpful, and partly being new and not having a good grasp of marketing. It's good to meet you folks. The one thing, though, that I have struggled with as a new member is that I'm not always sure who to connect with, because a lot of people don't have their profiles filled out on PWN.
On the app, yeah.
And so it's like, well, would this be a good referral partner or not? Because I don't even know what they do. So, you know, that's
populate your profile.
Yes, yes.
Good tip. Very good tip. How about you, Barbara?
I like this. You know, this is it was beneficial. I think I picked up some good pointers and all, especially with my with my social media. And it's a good meeting.
Excellent. Anything to add for next time that we should keep in mind?
Well, I think if, you know, like say if all of us implement some of these ideas with the social media, maybe we can kind of report back when we meet again, and, you know, see how, you know, they worked for us or didn't work, or any suggestions and all.
I love it. Okay, perfect.
Some of that.
Since I have a list of who was on it, yeah, I'll definitely tag you guys and say, hey, how's that going? That's a great idea, Barbara. How about you, Bernita? I'll unmute you now.
I enjoyed everything I got to say. I got a lot of tips and things that when I do actually start marketing my business and not my genealogy business, I got a lot more from that. And I'm also going to populate my PWN profile, because that.
Yay!
So thank you for that, reminding me on that one. A lot of very, very good tips out here from everybody that has stuff to say. I've done a lot of notes. I'm pretty excited.
Excellent. All right, Erica.
Hey, I really enjoyed this, and I like that it was virtual because I'm out of town, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, out of town.
Question for you, Marilyn. I was wondering, do you feel like business to business should have a different approach on social media versus like business to consumer?
You were breaking up just a little bit. Can you ask the question one more time?
Yeah, do you feel like there's a difference between how you should approach social media if you have a business to business versus a business to consumer?
Yeah, so one thing that I appreciate is when businesses like share each other's stuff, right? Like you can be the leading force, because some people don't think about that could be an impactful thing. When your business likes another business, that's also helpful, because it does show up on your page that you like these other businesses as well. So they also get like kind of a bookmark within your page. And so then if you visit some of the ones that you have liked, they'll know who shared stuff. You know, I will normally use my business page to make a comment on something and then take that same post that I like and share it in there, right? So that's a good way to do it. So if you're doing business to business, most of the time you're not going to message each other as a business to business because the messenger doesn't work that way. So it's mainly what you see on the feeds that become like how you can connect and collaborate like that, you know. I always notice too when the York Chamber shares an event, they tag Peninsula Women's Network, they tag other entities on their posts. So it pops up on ours, then it prompts us to share for that entity, right? So if York Chamber is tagging us, then it kind of feels like, okay, well, we should share as a group since they tagged us, because that's really why they're tagging us. So hopefully that makes sense. So you can have something posted and feel free to share with businesses and that way. But that's a good point. Like how would you do that? And then maybe I'll look into some more things and post some articles. See, I love these questions. So then maybe if we find other resources, we can follow up based on like the things that we got to do on this virtual meeting and follow up with some really great information to start backing that stuff up. So thanks, Erica.
Sure.
All right, Victoria.
I don't really have anything. I really liked this. I thought it was super beneficial. I would like to do a little more on marketing.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much social media, but
okay. Yeah, that's a good part. I like it.
Because I feel like I'm always trying to change things up, so I'm not, hitting people with the same stuff. So just basic marketing would be awesome.
Perfect. Yes, and I know we have certain members who are really excellent too, like Sybil Smith. She does branding and marketing for Ferguson. So I'll see if I can get her on one of the calls as well. So as we think of each other, and if you're watching the replay of this, if you have some of these qualifications that some of our members are looking for, we would love for you to help lead some of these virtual calls as well. So it doesn't always have to be me, by the way. If anyone feels like, hey, I'd love to take a turn at being the facilitator, if you're a member, I think we're open to that. Okay, so show us your leadership skills and do that. All right, so Kathleen, best for last, because she's the newest. Okay, no. go for it, girl.
Sorry, that was.
That's okay.
I really enjoyed the call. This is a nice format. It's wonderful to see faces with names and to get to hear what different people do. And then I really appreciate the suggestions on how to leverage the network, because you never know when you're stepping into a new organization, new group, how best to approach the group or to employ, strategies within that group. So exceptionally helpful.
Perfect. Excellent. Anything you'd like to see for next time?
I think it was Barbara that hit it on the head. Follow-up.
Follow-up, accountability and follow-up. I love it.
The strategy to help keep each other on track. Are you doing some of the ideas and how did they work out?
Excellent. All right. Well, this has been amazing for me as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And it's nice to see all of y'all virtually. And hopefully, keep connecting. If you have any questions about anything, I know we're all open to answering. Tag anybody on the board. Right now you have, you got Barbara on the board, Victoria and Erica and me already on this call. So it's really fun. And just know that, we are a volunteer organization and your hand in all this is always welcome. So join a committee, get on the board. You can always come to any board meetings because it's, open to all members. And stay connected. And really that's our mission statement, is that we connect with each other and that we help empower each other. So until next time, everybody, we'll see you later. We'll have this posted in our group. So you'll start seeing a library of our live calls, so that if you want to refer back to something or see what you missed from last time, then you have that readily available for yourself. All right, take care, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.